Hello everybody. We are so back from the ACES competition on today's match. You can see a cool bracket. Yes, today's year is gonna be a double elimination based tournament. Quite cool. Specifically talking, we'll talk about a match with Lumberjacks and Sabres. It seems it's not the draft is weird or something.
The bracket is a little bit.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's Sabres Lumberjacks. Lumberjacks is Team B and Sabres is on A. Don't worry about it.
All right, to give a little more of a positive note here, how about the new layout and this beautiful bracket? It's incredible, as is the new style for the tournament we have this year. This year, for those of you who are unfamiliar, there will be no Swiss stage. Instead, what you see here is what you get. Very much like, your typical Melee or Smash Brothers tournament, you have the winners bracket and then you also have the losers bracket. So the loser of today's match, you can find out, well, I guess we'll comment more on where exactly they would be placed at and who they could be playing once the bracket gets rearranged. But the loser, of course, goes to the losers bracket. The winner, of course, goes to the winners bracket. But yeah, Mappy, tell me what you're expecting today from the Lumberjacks and the Sabres.
Well, I'd say the Sabres has maybe the advantage from my point of view, but I don't know. Anything can happen, as here we say on the slide goals, on the ACES matches. Maybe we can see upsets. So the Lumberjacks taking the win. Who knows? That's the magic of the ACES competition.
Yeah, I mean, Mappy, especially, you're one to talk considering you were a part of the former iteration of the Buccaneers last year when you guys went on that crazy run and you upset one of the top seeds. In fact, well, like you said, with the magic of aces, so to speak, we had two of the top seeds in the tournament, the 1 and 2 seeds, both teams that got buys, unfortunately losing. But yeah, anything can happen. And then as far as the team matchup goes, for the Lumberjacks, we have Nist, Yamada, and Albi. For the Sabres, it is Nudie, Ison, and Gosmi, I believe, is on their team.
ATP.
ATP. My apologies. I'm sorry. I still don't know everybody in this community as well as I would like to. But yeah, I think, interestingly enough, the draft is just going to be the biggest part of it. I think if we see a lot of Sly 3, the Sabres are going to have a great time. If we see a lot of Sly 2, Lumberjacks could be in a bit better of a spot. But who knows?
Maybe. I suppose the Lumberjacks would like to pick for Yamada, his weakest player. And the Sabres might depend on whatever they pick. I feel that's my take on today.
I do feel that is, if you remember some matches from last year, I feel, well, I guess you could speak more on this than I have. I'm a newcomer to the ACES format this year as far as competing in the tournament, but you guys had your own drafting strategy with PS2 Professor at the time being a relatively new runner. I feel like one thing that people underestimate about this competition is the need to pick for some of the less experienced runners. And so everybody spends time planning for, oh, well, this team has Nudie or Bacon and their Sly 3 gods, or this team has Remo, this team has, X and
Yeah.
X so and so, they got Beaver and Tootsie. But then you have to realize that you really can't pick for the top guys because then, oh shoot, what does our newcomer play? In fact, ironically enough, the Sabres got into that same situation in the first match they played last year where Ison sort of got thrown into 3-6 without much real experience because he was a new runner as well, and that proposed quite the challenge. But yeah, I feel like what you say there has absolute validity.
Yeah, sometimes picking for your strength is better for your weakness. Maybe your weakness can get the episode they want to play later. Who knows? That's a strategize before the match. Maybe it happens.
How much strategizing did you do with the Buccaneers last year ahead of time? Did you guys talk about your opponents ahead of time?
We just went mainly, not, I don't know, picking for Nate or me maybe, then waiting for slide to somewhere else. Oh, you can see now the the episodes here. Quite cool.
Definitely cool, and you will see as well our new system of the timer. That whole bar going down is how we're keeping track of this. The drafting has not changed. We're still going to do the same draft format as last year, where we will see two teams pick 4 episodes to ban each. We will have 2 initial picks, and then the picks and bans will be a little bit different depending on who is the A team and who is the B team. But yeah, Mappy, based on the strengths and weaknesses of both teams, what are you expecting to ban here?
I'm expecting the Sabres to ban early slide 2 and early slide 3 for Yamada, and slide 4, I don't know, I don't know, maybe it works. 2-1-2-7-3-1-4-3. Ooh.
Right on cue. You nailed
4-3
that.
I expected 4-3, not 2-7. Maybe they don't feel like playing that. I don't know.
4-3 I'm sorry, 4-3 I actually understand a bit. I believe Albi has been playing that a good bit as we... Ooh, that is one interesting band though. 2-6 and... Yeah. 2 very common episodes in 3-2 and 2-6 are both gone. That's interesting.
4-1 maybe for Eisen to quit the slide 4. I feel like I expect now the Lumberjacks to pick an early slide 2-3. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yamada.
Yeah, Yamada, and then like, no, it's probably
That's
Yamada. Who am I kidding?
It's Yamada and ATP, the ones who are gonna play that definitely.
Yeah, I mean that's where ATP has to go, right?
Yeah, it's slide 2 only. Maybe I don't really know. The Sabres, maybe a slide 3 episode.
I would think they want to start out right with a slide 3 episode, and that is a good pick.
Is the Eisen probably going to play that against Nist, most likely? Eisen has started on ACES number 1 with 3-6, and he's going to start with ACES 2 and 3-6 again, I think.
I would imagine 3-6 here, as we see a lot more of slide 3 get blanketed. That's kind of unsurprising.
Albi is not a slide 3 player, that's why they banned that.
Now here's the tricky thing. The Lumberjacks are the B team. They don't have 4 bans, so
but 2
slide
picks.
4 could actually get blanketed here though, and then what is Albi playing after that?
Slide 2, definitely.
I would imagine.
You know, I'm quite surprised G8 is surviving this match.
Yeah, that is a shocker. Actually, you know what? I wonder if the Sabres were picking, I feel like that would definitely still...
2-5 and hold slide 4. Wow. They're gonna pick 2-2. I knew.
What are these episodes that survived? Are you seeing this? 3-5, 2-8, and 2-2?
No. 2-8, what the fuck?
2-8?
Bro.
Okay, that's where NIST is going, 100%. So Albi's going to 3-6, I imagine?
No, Albi is going to 2-8. There's no way
Wow.
Albi is going to 6. I guess. Good for bans on slide 4 against Albi and Sabres. 2-5 as soccer maybe. Canuti is going to play 2-8.
Nudie actually did play 2-8 in one match last year. I believe when the Vipers and the Vampires played each other, he took that up against Bacon Man.
Yeah. Wait, 2-8 is quite a wild card.
Maybe take notes. I still can't believe the episodes we got left with. We got like 3-5, 2-8, and 2-2. I feel like we're such uncommon picks. I think, in fact, 3-5 and 2-2 only got picked once each in all of last year's tournament, as we see the order get shuffled here.
We're gonna go with 2-3 first, 3-6 second, and 2-8 Third.
Finishing on 2-8 is going to be insane.
I played 2-8 today. Quite good episode.
Yeah, I've heard a bunch of Slide 2 runners talk about 2-8 in the context of this tournament, and I think a lot more people are willing to go for it than you might expect because not a lot of people really do end up grinding it. But yeah, it'll be interesting, especially at the end, to see whose experience comes out and how big of a lead that is. I am excited though that we do get to see 2-3 first to see what ATP can do. I can't say I've seen him run a lot, but I'm excited to. And Yamada as well. This will be a good matchup.
Yeah. I expect ATP on the server side. ATP can Aizen and Canuti, and the Lumberjacks is the meta list, and I'll be most likely.
Yeah, I think you definitely nailed the order though, and good predictions with like the Slide 2 picks and all. But I don't see you being wrong on that. I definitely think ATP has to play this for the Sabres, and then from there, yeah, Bison's
Or
been
maybe
on.
ATP plays the other side to episode. I don't know. That depends. It heavily depends on the Sabres.
It depends on how much practice he's done with the late game. I would imagine he's at least experimented with the episodes. That doesn't mean that his team would be willing to throw him to the fire like that when Nudie has been playing Sly 2 for probably much longer than he has been in a speedrun sense. So I think that turn order is decided. And then yeah, I don't have much else to say about the actual order. So now, based on what you were saying, though, do you actually think Nunavut has a slight advantage here with the double Sly 2, or do you think it's still in the Sabres' favor?
I expect a washed Albi on slide 2 on the harder episode. I don't know what's going to happen. I feel the draft on Saber side has been better for them than for the Lumberjacks for them. My opinion.
Fair. I do think, I will say this, I think having 3-6 and 2-8 like last is definitely better for the Lumberjacks because it's like you said, somebody has to run Sly 3 when they most likely haven't been running Sly 3 in some time, and so getting as much practice in on something like Gauntlet as you can, even if it's just a few reps, I feel like is going to be extremely beneficial for that team.
We see NTST slide 2 maybe. And I highly don't know. I don't know if it is all. It's not Korean. Hmm.
ATP, considering he's American, I would imagine it's NTSC, which is honestly way better than PAL because at the very least, then he can do health and safety skip, so he'll save a bit of time back on Korean. That's not as bad as playing on PAL, but yeah, definitely a little bit of a disadvantage compared to the Jacks who are in fact playing on Korean. Do you know how much time that loses in episode 3 specifically?
I'm checking as we speak, and it seems it loses. English loses 38 seconds to Korean. Half a minute.
I mean, it's not as bad because I know on some episodes, like episode 1, like there's an entire minute that you can lose. And like I said, NTSC, like don't just look at the dub. He's definitely going to make some time of that back, assuming he is doing health and safety skip, which I imagine his teammates would have
Really?
told him about beforehand, or he would have been educated in. I seriously doubt he hasn't done that, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Episode 3 is one of the best episodes for NTSC English. Also, I think.
Why specifically for NTSC? Just because it loses the least time?
I mean, no, it's like episode 3 is top 3 or top 4. Like with episode 1 to 6 and 8, I think. It's top 5 at least. Yeah, I see. That's
Or top 5?
Dutch, I see. That's Dutch.
I think it's German. Bitte Worten, I'm pretty sure that's German.
German. I don't think German. The German works. I think
Yes,
so.
it does. I've used German for health and safety skip since I've been running.
Oh, I think ATP also has a not so great console for the resets. There you go, the health and safety skip.
Yeah, the
Oh
resets
yeah,
are going to look a little bit unique here because Korean keeps that in as opposed to him not. But I don't know if we're going to be able to time that midstream or if we have a record of what his console is actually like. But I don't. It didn't seem ridiculously slow. So who knows?
no, I think from that one reset, I think ATP has either slim or super slim on the resets. But it was
You can
scary at
tell
the
just by.
time. I mean, I can tell I have a slim and a fat. I have that too.
Oh, that's a big difference then. Never mind. You would know.
And I think fat saves like 4 seconds with slim. And also from Yamada, there's like the PlayStation 3 image or something. I haven't seen that never, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's unique. You can see Korean how massive it is on that cutscene alone.
You know, there's a reason why we use it for 80%, of course, just because it really does save a lot of time. So I think the Lumberjacks, at least from a technical standpoint, have a big advantage here, even if our runners are dead even. But yeah, I guess to kind of focus on the actual, not the hardware, just to get back to the actual game for a minute. What, as we see, Yamada taking an unfortunate fall there after missing a square boost. What job are you most looking forward to on like day one? And I guess why is it leading Rashad?
I mean, episode 3 is quite unique in a sense that day 1 is the hard part of the episode with operation, and day 2 and prologue, let's say prologue, is the easier episode. So those jobs, elephant, no, freeing the elephant, water background, and Lily Rashan are quite not difficult, but difficult or something. It's the hard part of the episode at the end of the day.
To respond to chat real quick, Takei, I guess now I said your name. He thought I said his name earlier. I did not, but then I did. Yeah, no, day one of episode 3, I do think obviously there's a big reason why so many people consider this a great episode to pick for aces. Is once you get past day one, I'm not gonna say there's nothing hard left because Rajan choke is always a reality, and there's just difficult movement all about wherever you go in Sly 2. There's always room to miss a square boost or miss a glitch high jump, all of that fun stuff. But I think if we have like our runners are able to get past leading Rajan cutscene skip without too much trouble, and then if they GSM properly on Waterbug Run, then hopefully day one won't be much of a problem. And then after that, if you just like play it safe on stuff like Spice Room Recon, and then don't fall too far behind with Neela in Neela's Secret, hopefully there's not too much to worry about until Operation. But we'll see. It's like you said, Mappy. Aces, a lot of magic can happen, a lot of things can go wrong.
Yeah, episode 3 is like the one of the most famous episodes from the last season, since it's not easy, not hard. It's just in between. I say this is the fourth easiest episode in the game. That's probably a subjective opinion. So, okay.
I'm unfortunately a little less. Apologies. Go ahead.
No, we see here
Oh,
ATP water background.
Yamada, unfortunately, on the right side, having a really rough time with his guard trying to get up here. Thankfully, finally does.
I think I can say the
Yeah, so
Gungathal Sabres. I think the Gungathal Sabres did a really good order putting Yamada first, since he's the worst player by a mile on the Lumberjack side.
I'm
That's
gonna
a
throw him
good
under the
point.
bus, Mappy.
I have a
Uh,
ton of knowledge. I like aces. You can tell me. follow everyone to spy.
I do definitely like what I'm seeing from ATP so far. Like I know a lot of people. Oh, as he
Oh,
actually, I jinxed him.
oh,
Commentator jinx. So sorry there.
get get that on bingo, job fail. I don't know if there's a card of bingo, but you know.
That one's on me, ATP. Sorry, man. I'll try not to do that again. But prior to that, I was about to say I actually have really liked what I've seen from ATP so far, in spite of the console disadvantage. There hasn't been too much outright slop. Like he's just played it consistently, and his what is it? Freeing the elephant wasn't so bad, as long as he can manage this room. That's an okay. And considering Yamada's
It's not
unfortunate
bad.
stumbles earlier in the episode, that's really not that bad.
Yeah, ATP has to do a good job on getting the lead from Yamada, for sure. And now we go to leading Russian, one of the most infamous splits in the whole game. Well, more like on the episode. There's a
Melody,
cutscene
I'm
skip.
sorry. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to be the jinxer. I'm so sorry. Apologies.
I can't believe this. Oh, job fail
Oh,
from
Yamada
Yamada.
falling down again.
Lucky.
All right.
Yes, 240. There was a draft before the tournament to start.
Meanwhile, as we see ATP taking it really safe over there with this cutscene skip by sleep darting the guard. That is really beneficial. I maybe would have liked to see him just outright kill the guard with a bomb, but looks like this setup is really good right here. I don't think he's grounded himself. Let's have to see if he hits it. And he does get it. Very nice.
The guards are not a problem at all. They're only
I
a
thought
problem. They're only a problem if is the guard stands on the trigger, so you could you can't stand there, so you will fail the cutscene skip. Very nicely done.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, especially with the notable rust we've seen from Yamada so far, that could be a huge moment for the Sabres and trying to keep this lead for as long as they possibly can. But yeah, my apologies for that. Again, my Slide 2 knowledge isn't as refined as some other well-known members of the community, but that's like you can't go back to a place where a guard is in the proximity of, but I guess I imagine it's actually a lot smaller, the proximity which like you can't be respawned to an area than I had originally thought. So my
I
apologies
mean,
for the misconception.
I mean that's like a slide 2 and 3, maybe 4. I don't know about 4. The guards, if he stays on your ground, you can't go there. You can respawn. That's one thing cool, I guess.
Oh, as we
Actually,
see
actually,
Yamada here, yeah,
actually
Yamada
used
here
on
on the
slide
right having yet another unfortunate time trying to get past this tree branch. We've seen a few people in the competition now really struggling with this jump, and unfortunately, it's just not working out for a man on the right.
This jump doesn't save that much really. It only saves like, I don't know, 10 seconds maybe. If you miss it once, it doesn't save time at all.
Does finally get it, at least.
I
Now let's see
hope.
if we can do the hard part.
I saw Yamada consistent on the cutscene clip. Surely, right? Not having the gadgets pre-equipped though. That's fine.
It's a little odd to not see that, but I suppose if he made these files in a hurry, then perhaps he might be missing a few gadgets. Not fully
Yeah,
sure.
it's fine. That should be fine. Surely. Oh
Plant
my
triangle.
god.
There we go. All right.
I
Well, that is a big moment for the Lumberjacks. At the very least, Yamada still had the setup down on that. Interestingly enough, we saw both players actually just play it super safe and use the bomb to destroy that breakable that you can jump off of. But yeah, huge moment for Yamada. He's definitely not going away. We'll see if he can't pull this back at all.
yeah. Yamada has to try to keep the lead as shorter as possible. definitely. For his
On the
teammates.
left,
Rashawn's holed up in his temple.
we
On.
did see ATP. I believe he did miss. I forget the exact name of the trick, but when you pull the bomb as Bentley and then instantly press circle on Rajan's buttocks and steal the blueprints, he did miss that trick. So that's 11 seconds Yamada could steal back potentially if he gets it. If he goes for it, that is.
Maybe. Melon skip. I think that's right.
Melon skip, yeah, I believe that's it. Thank you, Ostrava.
That dam is sure to be well protected.
You know, that trick, when you don't know the trick, I just call it trick. Not too complicated. Think...
It's like he is going for it, and he gets it.
I thought that was too hard, but that worked, so... That's my code right there.
No, you really... From my experience, you don't have to be too dangerously close to Rajan. Like, once you get above the platform, if you just tap forward and then pull out the bomb and mash circle, you really should be okay. If anything, you really don't want to be too much closer because a few more steps and Rajan can actually see you there, but if you just play it safe and, like, barely inch along, that's what you're talking about as well with the Yamada's console. I haven't seen that either, that format. But yeah, if you just kind of stay further away, then hopefully you should never get spotted there.
Yeah, I just stand the crack spot. That works. There's a crack spot there. We see ATP finishing up load the dam. I say just mash R1 job. You can just mash R1 and don't move the camera and you win.
Yeah, definitely not one of the more interesting jobs to talk about in this episode, but a good point nonetheless. And now we get into the real meat of this entire episode with a multitude of slide jobs. Now we're heading off to Spice Grinder. Yes.
This job is the hardest job from day 2. It's quite infamous. There's no checkpoints at all. We got a skip on the first floor, on the first area. It doesn't say that much if you don't do the fast strat.
I would imagine he's not going for that, especially with the lead they have. I would imagine his teammates' message, if they're talking, is just kind of play it safe and don't blow up here. Because a death in this job right now would close this gap significantly.
You're the demolitions expert. How am I supposed
You gotta be careful on the job.
Just jump in, walk the barrel to your target.
You know, absolutely. Just that not having checkpoints at all is really brutal. Also, interestingly enough, well, I guess it's not really going to affect his playstyle, but I believe the laser cycles are actually slightly different from NTSC to Korean. So if there are any keen-eyed viewers in chat, you might actually notice slight differences here.
I mean, I haven't even done this route in like a year, probably. The other one is, I call it easy, since I have a setup that works. What is the format exactly in the tournament? Okay. With this tournament, we have 2 brackets. We have the winner bracket and the lower bracket. The winner bracket is when you win. The lower bracket, you go there if you lose once. So you have a second chance of winning all, even with a loss. So there's the command. That's cool.
Nice. An explosive disguise.
Place the explosive near that grinding
Cool
wheel,
indeed.
and it'll be blown to bits.
Yeah, but that only
Alright,
says like...
so
Yeah, that's the only match information. But it's a double bracket with a possible of 1 lose only. Seems a good job for ATP. In that section is quite solid. It's fine.
yeah, I feel like he wasn't as liberal with his health as some other people I've seen on this job, but that is absolutely fine. The key thing right here is just don't blow up in the spotlights. If he gets past this, then hopefully he should have a calm walk to the Spice Grinder. Nice. Good cycles.
Yeah, it's quite fun. You don't need to be fast at this pace.
Yamada also, yeah, I think you have to be within a certain proximity of those control panels on the walls, otherwise the TNT won't detonate them, as we saw Yamada unfortunately waste a barrel there, but ATP, yeah, thankfully gets through the rest of Spice Grinder, and he's off to next Neela's Secret, and then rip off the Ruby, where hopefully no memes will be recreated, wink wink.
Did
You
we
know.
ever see again respect the Bentley or he tossed a rock? Infamous clips on that job.
I feel like the joke gets brought up every single time we play episode 3. I feel like Augie's probably gotten sick of it at this point in the background.
I mean, he got a really funny clip. You gotta be proud of it. We see ATP doing
We meet again.
a movement like not
Thanks
the
for not ratting
optimal,
me out back at the
but
ball.
like
I should be
going
thanking
to a
you.
spice room
The
recon,
look on
then go
Commentators'
to
face was
the other way
priceless.
around and
Sure took
doing.
it hard, huh?
No one
to
likes to have
Neela's
their
secret.
affections played with.
I know
I'm
I've
so
been-
sad he didn't get the
Hey,
cuts
look,
in
Neela,
escape.
as soon as
That's
this India
only.
job is over, why don't you and I go out on the town? We'll dance through Bollywood and eat curry all night long.
I'll keep in mind.
You know, how do you feel overall about ATP's performance so far? Because besides the water bug run death, I know that you would say he hasn't taken some optimal movement, but I think he's been fine for what's been going on so far in the match.
He can go
I mean,
wherever he
he's playing
pleases. I
consistent. This is the first match. You will improve from time to time, I guess.
Standing still can be lethal.
I hear that, sister.
He's un may know his PB. Not even on leaderboards for the 3 on speedrun.com. Holy, we got a sub from Ogierino, my goat.
Ayo, and
Oh,
Augie Slim is a new emote in the Sligolds chat. Phenomenal.
good emote, I guess.
One thing I do want to point out in chat real quick that 240 mentioned was RIP to the Vampires, the Outback, and the Vipers. Yeah, so in this year's competition, if you remember from last year, we had 10 teams. This year we only have 8. And we retired the Venice Vipers because they were last year's champions, and the Outback and Vampires just unfortunately were not picked. We, as captains, all had the choices of picking certain mascots and logos for our teams. Those just happened to be the 2 that were left out.
Can you believe 3 Slide 3 logos are gone? We only have episode 5 here. As Buccaneers. That's a cool
Buccaneers
fact.
logo is awesome though.
That's why I chose it last year. With Nate, my goat. We also see Edo Samurais as episode 1 Slide 4 as new logo. Quite cool.
Yeah, hence the refranchisement. I do love to see more Sly 4 representation, you know me. But yeah, no, shout outs to Frizz, our wonderful artist, for just cooking up all the logos. I do think a lot of them are really sick, and I think the variety of colors and everything really brings it out. So yeah, it's cool. Just really brings out the sports motif, and I'm all for it.
Please, shout out to Freeze, my artist goat.
There it is, just like Neela said.
In order to lower the clockwork
We get
heart,
to
you'll need access
this
to
section
that
of the job.
control box.
We avoid
But
the
it's locked
auto-explorer
down tight.
section.
Oh, I'm
We are
sure
now
these
to the
guards won't
key
mind if
section.
I borrow their keys.
You get 2 keys and go to the clockwork card. Oh, it wasn't the card. What was it? I forgot.
You just got to be careful here because there are some weird, like, bugged spots where Sly can not pickpocket even if you're pressing circle, but looks like he avoided that just fine.
Yeah, that card is weird.
Okay, I'm gonna say this again, but 240, I kind of absolutely agree. I think there's a lot of people watching this who have some cool ideas for logos, but I absolutely would agree with having like Mesa City Bulldogs. I think we need
Who's a
at least one Sly One team if we're gonna make new logos in the future. I think Mesa City would be a great one. Maybe we could also do something sick like I don't know, like if you wanted to base one off of episode 3 in Sly One, you could do like a really sick like crocodile logo. Just some ideas. Just some friendly ideas.
Yes, something for us, something for the team. It's, Sly Goals, Sly 1 is not here. We cannot choose each Sly 1. It's not a format like Sly 2 or 3 or 4. So I suppose it has sense there isn't Sly 1 logo.
I mean, I kind of understand why we don't have a Sly One logo, and I mean, you guys do have a point. It makes sense because we can't pick Sly One, but I don't know. Like, eventually, if we have to start making more, I feel like we shouldn't limit ourselves unless you want to start doubling down on cities slash territories. Like, if you want to double up on certain Sly Two cities, like we can make two Nunavut teams because there are two Canada episodes. But I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it.
I mean, there's only one Nunavut, since I think Nunavut is like a bay, and Sly 2 episode 6 is there. Episode 7 is on a sawmill. It has sense that it wouldn't be one one Nunavut and not two.
I don't know. Maybe
Although
we're thinking a little too hard about it.
I think it would be cool to have system hackers on Bentley's halfback.
Okay, that would actually. What, like now we're gonna start including Hack Pack and Aces? Like if you just make a team logo based off of some weird characters from the Hack Pack arcade? That would be funny.
We just saw ATP doing a CSS on Rip and Ruby by Mr. Hunatant, who's probably on chat. I don't know. He did respect the Bentley. I respect.
We do see though, both of our runners here actually using not like a super difficult strat, but the slope jump I always just thought was a cool little bit of tech as we see ATP coming up to the halfway point, so we'll see if any memes are recreated or if he gets through just fine, and then we'll be on to operation. So yeah, what are you telling ATP at this point on Rajan if you're the Sabres?
I don't have any clue. He might choke. I don't know.
I guess we'll find out. We have unfortunately seen a few Rajan chokes in Aces, but you know, it happens. They exist for a reason, and it's a big thing that people talk about. I am a little curious to see what Yamada is thinking right now, or like what his teammates are saying to him if they are communicating. Obviously, being in the position he is in right now, it can't feel great, but I think you've got to kind of reconcile with the fact that the race is far from over, and the less you try and do to seriously hurt the team, the better. You just keep playing and see what happens. I feel like a lot can still go his way.
I must say, the Cooper gang certainly lives
Nice
up
end
to its reputation.
the
This
joke.
is a true Indian treasure. We will honor the bargain
We see
provide
Yamada
share
getting the
about
cutscene skip.
500 at the time
Good job.
the total request.
Yeah, that cutscene skip isn't super difficult, as a lot of commentators have often, you know, have often said. A lot of people just think that cutscene skip is free to say, but you never know.
Yeah. I might be just me, but probably the lead at the moment on episode 3 is only like 2 minutes, somewhere around there. Maybe. This job is not too long. It's like
I
2 minutes
think
after the cutscene skip.
we should get an official update on the lead in a bit, but I would imagine that's not too far off. Maybe even less than 2 minutes.
Yeah. If I recall my numbers on Rip of the Ruby, it's like like 1 minute and 50 seconds after the CSS. That's where you should end optimally.
For the turret, Murray.
My experience of running the
I'll
episode.
set up shop here and provide covering fire while you
How did
try
that
to
guard
nail
not
the
see
elephant's
Yamada?
mouth for
Did you
slaughter.
see that?
That guard on the hill. It's normal. Sometimes he won't cut you. It's very weird, but better
That's
for us.
ridiculous.
Better for the runner. Surely this goes good. No rocks in the gem. There will be.
Oh, you gotta be
Nice
careful
job.
here though. Jeez, Yamada, that was really scary what he was just in. Thankfully, able to get the ruby out of all those guards.
Yeah, pretty decent. I think that was a good RNG from ATP with the guards.
Rajan is raining down a bunch of
You could use
hundred
Spits of
finger
Flames.
bombs on
It's
Murray.
quite cool.
He'll never be able to get that mouth open unless I destroy all
I
of
actually never even considered that, using Fist of Flames for that fight. How much time does that save?
I mean, on that guard's probably like depending on the energy. The guard. Since it's not consistent at all. It's useful.
Also,
on
I don't know if
Roshan.
anybody else saw it, but Yamada I'm sorry, on the right side, he did actually put up like a little message in the top right of his screen that just said blind guard, I guess. I don't know how he did it, but it was, I just wanted to point that out. It's kind of funny. But, anyways.
Yeah. I did not see that, so I have to check it. Surely I will see it soon.
Yeah, it's like right before he exits the PS3 menu after he throws the ruby. You'll see it in the VOD.
Let me see.
Meanwhile, while he's checking that, all we have to really worry about here... Yeah, you saw it?
No, I just saw it. It's a model console, probably. At my moment, yeah. I don't know how to do it, really.
I've never seen anybody else do that with a console, so for all I'm aware, it could be a modded console moment, but I'm not sure.
And you also make trophy pop-ups. Might be possible. Oh, here we see Yamada getting a bad-ish RNG.
And I'm... Yeah, I was just gonna say though, I'm surprised Yamada didn't use Fists of Flame, because if you saw earlier when he equipped Turnbuckle Launch, he had it in his gadget menu, so I'm not sure if he wasn't aware of the time save there or what.
I'm pretty sure that Yamada checked from a resource on the Sly Hooper Discord on what gadgets to buy, and probably saw that gadget. It's thick, so he bought that but did not equip.
With Clockwork's black heart, I will show you true power.
That's my take.
I don't know.
Are nothing. Come face the might
Just
of
a weird little
Rajan.
thing there, but in any case, we still don't have, like...
When we try to tick someone
I don't
off,
know, I mean, this
we'll
gap...
do the job.
ATP's definitely done what he needs to, and Yamada, unfortunately, you know, with just some slight rust, has fallen a little bit, but this race is still, like, by all means close. Like, 2-8, a lot can happen between Clockla and some very difficult jobs with fake floors, and then 3-6, if somebody is rusty with Gauntlet, 3-6 I feel like is actually going to be the bigger challenge between, like, Ison and Gnist. I'm interested to see how rusty or de-rusted Gnist is with 3-6.
Gnist has been running Slide 3. He has submitted times, if you have noticed that somewhere. He has
Recently,
been,
you're talking?
recently, yes.
Okay.
He also asked me how to do the shark trick. But we probably will see it later on and talk about it later. Maybe.
This is it. This is the Cooper gang I've heard so
Perhaps.
much about and
Perhaps.
feared these long hours.
We get the last section of the episode, the Russian fight.
The Murray.
And it's very infamous on the emote of Russian choke. runners die in this fight. It's the hardest fight on the whole game. Aside from Clockla, but you know, Clockla gunning.
And looks like, though, ATP not backing down. He is actually going for the more optimal strats by utilizing Thunder Flops, so credit to him for that.
Yeah, he seems very confident on that. That's the first section though. Now the second section of the job, of the fight. And we have guards on it.
I think he's still relatively okay here. He's taking a few hits, but okay, I wonder if he saw the health there as well.
Yeah, he's not in half
Strong
HP. It's surely fine. Seems very clean.
Yeah, I'm
though.
very impressed with this Rajan fight so far. God, just don't get too crazy.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
GG.
Oh, third, yeah, he's got this.
GG 80.
Very nicely done.
With a 32 around ish. It's been delayed at 33-27, I think. Now we see Eisen on Beauty versus the Beast. I don't know what the job name. Carmelita Rescue, I forgot.
Yeah, it's Carmelita the Rescue. You got it.
36. We see double shots, but you can twice on a one shooting section. I don't know how to call it. You can shoot twice. That's it.
Yeah, so it's just like broken up into the three little sections here. Obviously, with well, not obviously. You know, there's three different sections here. One where you're on the boat, one where you're on this little platform, and then one where you've got to go up there and finally finish off the mutation. There is actually a soft lock here if you go too fast. Shoutouts to Sly Sonic's recent GDQ all MTC run for teaching me that. But
GDQ.
yeah, you can actually be a little too fast here, but
He said ESA.
no, he didn't soft lock. Yeah.
No,
Did I say
ESA.
Oh, my bad.
No, you
What did I
said
say,
GDQ.
GDQ?
You said GDQ.
American moment. Apologies for that. Meanwhile, though, Yamada has got to be careful here. He's on one hit against Rajan.
You got a kill hazards. Ooh.
This could seriously be bad, because he just got a health or two. It's unlikely he's going to get another one soon.
Yeah, I'll just not hit rush. Oh yeah, you got a health there. Nice, nice.
Okay. Thank the Lord. You still got to be careful here.
He gets in the back surely. Nice dodge. Ooh, hit the health there. Nice, nice, nice.
Another healther. Oh my gosh.
Nah, he has it. Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. It's not over yet.
Oh, don't rush.
Just stay away from guards, my friend. There we go. He got it. He got it.
35.
GG's, Yamada.
Oh, transition to Nisten 6.
Man.
Lead. Yeah, the Sabres has a 2-minute lead around.
Shoutouts to both of our runners for 2-3 for no Rajan chokes, though. We love to see it.
Hij is hier. Ademt hij nog? Hij leeft nog. Hou vol, makker. Het komt weer goed. We nemen je mee naar het schip en lappen je weer op.
But yeah, so, Mappy, while we're sitting here in between cutscenes, tell the chat a little bit more about this shark strat you're talking about.
I mean, I don't think Eisen is gonna show it because he hasn't done it. The trick about is you eliminate every defense in the whole job and you make it so it's like NG plus free. There's basically no dangers. White fire strat that I found like 24 hours later after my paint the hand.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'll have to look into that later, though, because I'm not even sure I'm familiar with what you're talking about entirely. I don't think I've done a strat like that, but it definitely sounds like something really cool for 3.6.
Yeah. Not many people has done that. or has implemented on their runs. I do, and it's really fast. Although you gotta be quick with the input since you want to reattach the shark as quickly. We see Ice
Yeah,
and
but I
not
mean,
doing those. Yo, those defenders, they are gone if you do my strat, basically.
you can like despawn all of them.
Yeah, they're not appear. They literally don't appear.
How much time does that save though? Like, do you have to take an excessive amount of time
That's-
setting it up?
It doesn't save time at all. But it's way safer.
I feel like, I don't know, in between death abuses, if you really want to be safe, those are like absolutely fine. I feel like we're probably going to see somebody take one death abuse here, but I could be wrong. Ison, so far, it looks like he's done a pretty good job of managing his shark's health. Honestly, the most annoying part of this job for me is the very start, when you just have bombs like that popping out of nowhere. When you get to a lot of the missiles and those electric towers, it's honestly not that hard to avoid as long as you time your jumps with audio
Yeah.
cues.
Yeah, I just masked. I used to mask all the way through.
Excuse me.
Somehow that... It's fine. Somehow that didn't do damage any at all.
You know, this job can be kind of not wild. Like I said, if you play it safe with the timing, you can like
I
be
see not
alright
doing
most
that.
of the time. But yeah,
Ooh,
keyword is
That's
if you
my
play it
goat, yeah.
carefully.
that's my goat. Ooh, my
Yeah,
goat.
Ison playing it extremely safely, but gets around it. Should be fine on the trip back.
You can see how much progress this man did from the ACES one. Ooh, 1 HP again.
All right, I think I'll wait to comment on Ison's performance
Ooh,
until.
no!
Oh, there it goes.
There it goes like a 50-second or 30.
I tried
Unlucky
to
for the
avoid the
keyword.
commentator jinx. I'm sorry, okay?
I did the jinx.
That-
I deserve the
Oh.
hate.
We both did. We both did. That's a dual commentator jinx.
Well,
Meanwhile, that is somewhat of a huge death because now if Nist does not take a death here, his experience might really help him out here. That could be not
yeah,
like the sole factor that makes up this lead, but that could definitely help.
yeah, it will help anyways to the Lumberjacks, no matter what.
Yeah.
Unless-
Melody, we're sorry. We can't help ourselves, alright? We're not trying.
Okay. This is time for the Lumberjacks unless Nis dies. Which, if he dies, I'm just gonna call it Mafia Pressure. Since he has an emote. There's a no mean.
Oh, it's gonna be one after this
That's-
competition.
Yeah.
Oké, Guru. De stad is niet verloren.
Each bulb is
We
a
hebben een
checkpoint.
duidelijk
Thank God it's a checkpoint.
Ik vraag Penelope om Dimitri
Because it will be very meme.
Yeah, no.
And the worst
Oh.
job.
Forget Elephant Rampage with no check. This job with no checkpoints would be absolute hell. That would be atrocious.
Maar zonder je haaienvriendjes.
Yeah.
Die maken me nerveus.
Yeah, episode 6 is. Good thing.
Bentley zorgt voor Sly. Hij wil dat ik je klaarmaak voor de missie.
Oei, de schildpad vraagt
Um,
om de scuba. Dan
I saw a question in the chat from who I know who are running. You can see the red thing, they are live, so they are playing. The yellow thing, it means they are gonna play next episode, and the green thing, they mean they are finished.
Oké. Ten eerste,
Wait a minute.
stel je niet zo aan.
Okay,
Yellow
no,
is
Nist didn't mess up.
Stel je niet zo aan.
Oh,
En
okay.
ten derde, spreek
Surely.
I'm sorry.
No way, dude.
Oh, Nist died. No.
kluis.
A mine out
Happy
of
pressure is
nowhere.
real.
taal van zulke zoete lied. Ik
Ain't no way.
Oh my. Mappy, I think we might be a cursed duo. I think we're not great for the well-being of our runners.
Okay.
I think
That's-
we're doing our runners a big disservice
that's-
here.
Okay. That's what they get to not do my strat on the sharks. strats
Omega
with the
lol.
defense gone.
My get these comms out of the booth. Oh my gosh.
Get out of here.
The chat is revolting. The first in ACES history. Anyways though, as Mist now gets out of Deadly Bite, almost forgot the job name there. We're gonna have to wait a little bit for Bump Charge Jump, which is the next real interesting job. This one, as long, which is, what is it, the Dark Current? Do I have that right?
Dark current, yeah, dark current.
Yeah, the Dark Current. This job is pretty free, as long as you actually know what you're doing. If you wait till the pincers clamp down, you can dodge every single one of these perfectly. And then if you make it to the Dr. M fight with full HP, congratulations, you win. You have to miss like, I think 5 or 6 harpoon shots in order for Dr. M to be able to kill you before you kill him. But yeah, hopefully there. And then Bump Charge Jump will be an interesting point to see what kind of strats our runners are using.
Yeah. Those episode 6 is a long auto-explorer, I feel like. With cutscenes, do the section, cutscene, and that stuff. It's a different episode since there's no safe house.
You know, all the cutscenes in 3.6 is part of the reason why I'm a huge advocate for just playing on New Game Plus a lot of the time. And I understand why we have the default 3.6 as the standard for this competition, but I don't know, like you literally don't lose anything by playing on New Game Plus, considering you have all the power-ups you want anyways.
No,
What do you mean, no?
No. NG Plus gets noob mode, which is actually huge on Danger Disguise, Deadly Bite, and Gauntlet, probably. Since there's a struts, which if you saw
So,
those
like,
deaths on Deadly Bites, you wouldn't have died on NG Plus. So it's different.
really?
It's different. Noob mode is really huge. You have also a reset there that doesn't really matter, but it does matter.
Freaking noob mode.
Die smerige
Yeah,
achterbakse
that's why it's kind of
Ik had
banned
hem in een hoek
for,
gewerkt,
for
maar
that
gevloekt is
for the file setup.
gevloekte. En nu heb ik
Uh.
niks.
Je was
But we just
Both
use
runners
the
can still agree,
tegen het beest.
but
no,
yeah.
no, it's fully banned. It's gone.
Wat dacht je van
Like
een
PS4
toets voor
version
Monsieur
1.0 slide 2
Mijn lijf
cutscenes
verdwijnt
keeps.
warm zoals brood uit de
It's
oven.
banned on
Rustig aan.
this tournament.
Geef limietregels 1 en 2. Die
Uh,
allebei zeggen
I mean,
ja.
the slide. Okay, I'm not about to reignite the fire with the slide 2 PS4 debate. I think I'll stay away from that one. But yeah, I don't know. I just always loved the idea of the episode being mostly unchanged, but skipping 6 minutes of cutscenes. But yeah, I understand especially that for some newer runners to the ACES format, which we do have a multitude of, that file setup might not exactly work for everybody. So I do in fact kind of understand why we're doing it this way instead, as well as with the noob mode tactics. I actually wasn't fully aware of that, so thank you for that.
Yeah. You can watch the episode 6 NG Plus on the
Nee,
dogfight
Dr. M heeft
section,
te pakken gekregen.
and you will see the difference between any percent and NG Plus.
My doggo was coming through there on the comms. I apologize for that terribly. That has happened way too many commentary streams that Shadows has done.
Ja?
You gotta love the doggo.
Nou snap ik waar je
Shout out to
naartoe
the
wilt.
doggo.
Dat gaat lukken. Schakel
Yeah.
de tankjes uit. Tap
It's a
de
dog,
munitie
you know?
af
How do you not love the dog?
matrix van de torens.
Perfect. Laat je auto los.
Yeah, no, he's a good boy. He's a little bit old. He's been with my family for quite some time, but we still love him. He's a good guard dog. He's just, you know, a hound, so sometimes he comes to in the streams, but I love him. He's been a good dog.
Michael.
Met vuurwerk vliegt u als een vogel.
Also, like, I don't know who in the Sly Gold's moderator team put that comment in, like, good call Shadows by the lawyers, but you're freaking hilarious. Anyways, though, we see here on the right, Ison taking up the new, well, not new, but, like,
Don't you
yeah,
go to the left?
he's doing cracked strats. I said the left, I meant the left, I'm sorry, yeah.
The dupes are huge on this job. You can save like 30 seconds or like 40 if you get it every perfectly. And Aizen is doing that. You shouldn't get this one. But Aizen just does that. Doesn't matter. Totally. Now we're gonna wait for tracks.
Does it matter, like, is there an optimal spot on this second track to do this strategy?
I mean, you can do whatever you want. I feel like. Although Einstein has been cooking with both with the like 2 and 2 strats. So good for him. Good for him.
You know, he's definitely made it work. I think that strategy practically breaks even if you are not able to get any dupes, but he's done really well with it so far. Like, that can happen sometimes where, depending on, I guess, how the car goes backwards, you can just run over his head and not kill him, but Eisen's been getting more than enough dupes for this to be worth it,
Truly good free, right?
the way I see it.
Uh,
He's gotten at least 3 dupes, yeah. I think he's gotten 4, actually.
yeah, you maybe 2. Ah, wait, need one more. Maybe it's...
Yeah.
No, I don't think he's in the track anymore. Lucky. Yeah, he's all the way through there.
Yeah, and this third one, it could be a little bit awkward depending on where you finish, because like usually when you get 1 or 2 dupes, like, you may not even end up with the optimal 5, and then if you're 1 short from what you need to go destroy the towers, then you kind of just have to drive to the end and hope that one of those cars hasn't beaten you on the way there. So it can be weird.
Yeah. Funny enough, it works on the MTC too. Instead of the pimp pearls, you do it with the kills. We see Nis doing the enormous strats with no dupes.
Het zal niet meevallen daarboven.
Hier beneden toekijken hoe anderen voor mij vechten is nog erger.
How much time do you think this would actually lose? Because Eisen, like I said, definitely made it worth it with how many dupes he got.
I mean, I don't know, probably the first track like 10, the second track like 20, and the third track like 15 probably. I don't really know. It's pretty huge. You can get so far on this split. This second goal is 420.
Nice. Also gonna refrain from making any more jokes about that particular time, but, you know. Yeah. Danger in the Skies is always a unique job, though. I feel like if you're just watching this for the first time, this route looks really weird and hard to learn, but then once you really do a few reps with it and learn how to take the damage optimally, it's not so bad. And of course, the damage abuse, which our runners mainly are going to do on this job to refill their ammo more than anything. Oh wait, is Mist... He's going for dupes now, isn't he?
Oh, is that the third track?
Oh yeah, I think it's the...
Yeah, it's the third.
I'm pretty sure it's the third track.
I mean, the first track...
Interesting.
the first track only saves like 10 seconds. Ooh, nice job.
Okay, so that... He did get a few dupes there. I think that would also get some time back. It's just interesting. I wonder why he... I don't know if he didn't feel comfortable doing it on the first track with the minimal amount of time that it saves. I think you were probably on the right track there, Mappy.
Yeah, that's the third. The first one doesn't save a huge ton of time. If you are inconsistent, it's better to skip it. But the second is important. Like kinda good compared to the lap skip you can do, which saves 18 seconds, and that's huge. We see Aizen going to the dogfight section, and this section you gotta watch the NG plus strat here. It's really fast, and it's very fast, yeah.
Oh, so this is where noob mode absolutely saves you, because you can just go to town on Dr. M during this part.
saves like 10 seconds or something. I don't really know. That number came from somewhere. Might be fake.
Most likely Remo, or like some other high
Remo, are
level
you
player.
Sly Facts? Where is the guy? I need him.
We need
Are
to
we
add the
see-
command into the Sly Golds chat. Ooh, Mist has got to be really careful here though. Really just got taken out.
I mean, that's the abuse strat. It's consistent.
Yeah, but I mean, like if he dies before he actually finishes off the turrets, you gotta do them all again, right?
Yeah, I take the second hit at the very end. Good. There's some checkpoints. Only the section checkpoints there are.
Yeah, like he narrowly dodged a shot when he had like a sliver of health left, so that was very close on his part. Thankfully, nothing terrible happened. Thankfully, he's on to the actual part with the bats, but that could have been really disastrous for the Lumberjacks at this point in the race.
Yeah. Now Eisen goes to the 3-minute cutscene of the streak.
Echt? Wie heeft je verteld over deze plek dan?
Very
Was het
nice.
soms mijn oude vriend McSweeney?
Werkt McSweeney voor jou? Dit was allemaal gepland om de staf te pakken te krijgen.
Nee, mijn jongen. Ooit werkte hij een examen voor je goede oude pa.
Mijn vader zou
Why are people calling us AI all of a sudden in the chat? Did I say something awful? Like,
No, it's
De tijd om te
your
dingen met mensen.
your mic is like kind of robotic.
Jullie
There's a
Bentley.
unique sounds.
We zijn vrienden. We staan op gelijke voet.
Waarom heet het dan
That's why.
Superbende?
human voice changer is dying and he's being exposed as a robot. That is most definitely an analogy that I have heard.
You should hear your voice on the stream.
Is that any better?
It's from time to time.
Oh boy. Hopefully
Extra
it's not.
content.
Hopefully it's not so egregious that it's ruining the stream. My apologies for that. I don't think it's like very spacious. I do have a pop filter in front of my mic, so hopefully it's not
Ik sta op het punt om de
like
kruising
ridiculously scratchy. My voice is also like generally kind of deep, and I'm using a newer microphone that I got not too long ago, so that could be part of the reason. But yeah, hopefully it's not a big deal.
I am Optimus
Augie, I am
Prime.
not saying that on stream. Okay, sorry.
I'll say that. That's the wrong guy.
Dat doen we dus nooit meer.
Return to HQ.
We go
But yeah.
in
We're out of Gauntlet waiting room, finally.
1 minute to gauntlet. The greatest section on the whole game. Clears everything.
Deze plek is ongelooflijk.
Ja, vast en zeker meer dan 100 jaar oud.
Een archeologisch wonder.
Fijn dat jullie
Dapper
onder de indruk
punta
zijn,
cool.
want het ziet er
Screw
They-
Gauntlet, that shit killed Iron Man. That is the greatest comment I've ever seen when we've gotten to Gauntlet 240. Oh yes, and also,
To 240, my vote.
I wish Ison was playing on Danish here, because then we could get the legendary Debunga Ghoul
zijn daar.
line. Sly sounds like he says something hilarious when he enters Gauntlet if you're playing on Danish, but unfortunately not the case today.
Mijn voorouders wisten
You
wel
know,
dat ze
it's
moeten
kinda
eren.
crazy.
Enorme
Like episode
stapels
6
goud.
doesn't really matter the
Deze plek
languages.
is opgezet door Slijtankam om de
The
tweede.
episode
Hij
world
verliet
record doesn't
zijn
even have
terrein
touch.
van de grote
That's the
farao.
fastest.
Dat moet zo rond
which-
1300 voor Christus zijn geweest.
Especially because, like, yeah, when it's the shortest episode, I feel like
Illustre
a lot of that matters. Not, like, doesn't matter at all, but it matters a little bit less. As we see Ison here starting off Gauntlet, definitely doing some well-seasoned strats, and also taking advantage of shadow pounces, which are epic if you just mash the shadow pounce button and feral pounce at the same time after doing a cane swing. or really rapidly rather. Sly can basically just jump through the air. It's a really cool strat. Yeah, that's not so bad.
Not so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that place
There's gonna be a few.
sound the grounded position is kind of weird.
De sterkste van de Coopers. Slay Mac Cooper.
Yeah, he's playing Salt. He's playing fine. Not too bad.
Yeah, speaking of short episodes though, I saw somebody else say it earlier in chat, but Mappy, looking now at the episodes one more time, this might be like possibly the shortest Aces match we've ever had.
I just realized that both, yeah, doesn't even go to the 32 minutes to world record standards any episode.
So it's quite possible this match might be like just like barely over an hour and a half. Just wild.
Just saying, just put in an estimate. 73 minutes plus 35 to plus 31. That makes less than 1 hour and 42 minutes. On Aces 1, the lowest was like 156. And that super jump is not worth since wasn't good maybe.
Oh yeah, that is a that super jump. It definitely I'm not gonna say it doesn't mean anything because of course it does. Lucky healthy there. How much? It saves like maybe 20 seconds. Maybe not even that much, but it is.
It saves like 12. If I recall correctly, looking at the number.
Yeah, now we're really getting to see here the applications of shadow pouncing though. I loved using it in that section, especially to get to this trigger way faster. Hopefully Ison didn't take a grounded spot there, because that actually loses a lot of time, but he got it.
Nist has started Gauntlet. It's kinda messy on the slide to the comment section.
Yeah, it looks like he's having quite a bit of trouble with those push boosts, and with shadow power for that instance. This is unfortunately not a good start for the seasoned veteran in Gauntlet, but hopefully the start doesn't speak for the rest of it.
Hoe moet ik hier doorheen? Hij heeft deze uitdaging gemaakt door een beweging die ik nooit heb geleerd. Er staat niets over in de Thievius Raccoonus. Kom op, pa. Help me hiermee.
It's a hard job, you know?
Yeah, Nist needs to do some D-Rust still.
Goed werk, pa.
Trying to do push too. It's fine, it's fine.
Dit moet het binnenste heiligdom zijn.
I also just saw somebody in chat say like, "Oh, of course I would love shadow pouncing." So now I've in the same stream I've been called a jinx, I've been called a robot, and I've been called an egomaniac. Essentially, I'm making a really good name for myself in this commentary session.
Maar Sly, deze plek is voor jou gebouwd.
What can I say?
We houden de boel je wel in de gaten.
Yeah, Ison though, definitely not a bad Gauntlet. Missing that super jump is unfortunately, and of course he fell once or twice, but still making pretty good application of the strats. And for what it's worth, again, his team still has a very significant lead, so we'll see how much it ends up mattering in the long run. I think his Gauntlet was absolutely fine for where they're at currently.
Yeah. Better than Nist, so that's time save probably. Oof.
I'm surprised he even went for the slope there, and that he didn't just go for like that. Might have fallen down.
Nist has been trouble with the start with everything, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really blame Nist too much. I know you said he's been running recently, but in spite of that, it's still the hardest job in the game, I think, bar none, versus Ison, who's been playing Sly 3 very frequently, so it's not a great matchup for Nist right now, but Ison made it work, taking advantage of it, and now we'll see if he can keep it going on, what is it, Standard Ground, which, very interesting job, especially in NG, well, not NG+, but with, Fire Slam, which I imagine he has. There we go.
Yeah. Not optimal, that one. Very optimal, that one. It's pretty fast. It's not that fast. I mean, it's like 20 seconds faster, probably. My goal here is on Spanish, so I can't really tell. That probably is like 15 to no fire.
There's something just like so cathartic though about being able to pick up those guys with the crab pincers and just instantly kill them. When in any percent those guys can be an absolute pain if you can't uppercut them off the ledge.
I could say it's very satisfying.
That's what I'm getting at. It's definitely great. The only problem is as well, you've just gotta take the care to get those healthers, because if you don't, you'll find yourself running out of Diablo Fire Slam like relatively fast.
Ze moeten opruimen.
It seems is the last ones. Those one? Nice.
Gnist, meanwhile, unfortunately not getting the second super jump on Gauntlet, so he has to take a little bit of an alternate route here, but making the most of what he has here.
Ooh.
And dying, unfortunately. That's not too bad, though. He did just get the checkpoint, so he won't be too far back. Yeah, that could have been way worse. That's not the worst spot he could have died at.
Ik heb geen tijd voor een schreeuwpartij met
een
een
Lucky.
barbaar als jij. Kruis dan de degens met mij. Je zult merken dat ik de sterkere ben. Ik hoef niet tegen jou te vechten, Bentley.
Yeah, it's still, I don't know, like, again, I'm not...
Neem aan dat jij de technisch specialist
It's tough to tell, and also, you know, you don't want to talk about anybody with Gauntlet, because Gauntlet is still ridiculously hard, and if you're just not hitting push boosts one day, yeah, it could definitely turn a little sour.
Het is geen geheim dat ik slimmer ben dan de rest. Maar er
You know,
zit
I
meer
got
achter.
on Gauntlet for
Zoals
myself. I got
samen-
really good quickly. I think
Samenhorigheid.
for my
Dat kan wat
standards
je laat denken.
as a new runner.
Manier om je in het gareel te
I got
houden.
2022.
Nee,
Well,
dat is wat ons
you're now the
hele
current world
inleven.
record holder of Gauntlet, so I would say you improved at a pretty good rate.
En ik ook.
Just saying.
Goed, Cooper
Oh, they were
Have you
record
seen this
holders,
with-
but 2022.
This did have really good movement, though, in that laser room. It's very easy to kill yourself there if you're not careful, so credit to him for just knowing where to jump.
So true. And Aizen doing the skipping the fight entirely.
Doesn't
by
get it,
using-
unfortunately.
That cutscene skip only saves like 2.5 seconds. It's not bad, but the only bad thing is the not choose the filler.
Yeah, that's the, in my, like, that's the real reason why you would want to do that cutscene skip, I feel. Like, if you get to Gauntlet with a good amount of health, it's not too bad, but just having full health and being able to go to town on Dr. M with spin attacks is great. That being said, I would also imagine that... Actually, did you see how much health Aizen was at before he went into this job? Because I guess if he's at, like, half health, or if he's uncomfortable with it, we could definitely see him just play it safe with push attack.
I think he was a half HP.
It'll be interesting to see what he does here, actually.
I would recommend just use push attack.
That's probably what I would say, too.
It better not be
Like I
like
said,
the
it's-
instant of ACES 1, his first
Het
match.
is ongelooflijk. Geweldig.
Oh yeah, I guess
Hij is een vliegmachine.
that is kind of a cool moment here if he just remembers push attack this time. It's a testament to how far Aizen's come as a player, especially considering
Mooi dat je dit
the
allemaal
weird
weet. Ik weet
full
dat jij naar
circle
uit hebt gekeken.
moment that we have here with him starting with 3-6, and then the first match of this tournament is him on 3-6.
Even big vechten.
Pretty cool.
praat alleen met mijn gelijke en Bentley zei nee.
You could see the progress this man did from the year.
And he is just using push attack, alright. Can't blame him at all, so... Aizen, unless he just takes some unnecessary damage, shouldn't have too much trouble closing this out.
Aizen just finished. Doesn't really matter. The lead is pretty decent. Going to the hardest episode in Slide 2. But I trust community. Ooh,
Ooh.
the damage is kinda... Ooh.
That was Monka. He's actually got to be kind of careful here now, because the water power that Dr. M gets can definitely just kill him at the health he's at if he's not careful.
He
Or, I'm
has
sorry,
it
the
on the back.
firepower.
He
Looks
has
like
on
he's
the
got
back.
it though.
Look at him go. My goal.
Nice. There you go.
Lef, Sly, dat moet ik toegeven.
But that's the thing about using push attack on that Dr. M fight is some people will be tempted to kind of wait but if honestly waiting is a really bad strategy, because you can just bully him. Like if you push attack as soon as he begins to get up off his back, like the hit will count. It's really not precise. So really just don't give Dr. M any room to breathe if you're using push attack and just go after him and she'll work out.
Niet Henriette, Thaddeus,
So
Sly
true.
Gamel, Ryoichi, of mijn vader. Gewoon Sly.
But yeah, the redemption is complete. So looking ahead a bit as Gnist finishes up 3-6 as well, what needs to happen here in 2-8? What does Albi need to do if the Jacks are going to pull this back?
A completely meltdown of Kennedy. And 2 sound locks and maybe, I don't know.
2 sound locks?
Goed om je te zien, liefje.
I don't know, man. The lead is good enough for 2 sound locks. Needed.
I mean, I was just gonna play it safer. I was thinking like, Ghosted Hacks goes awry halfway through and then something. Okay, can we just agree right now with how the commentary has gone this match? We are not gonna say anything about something that may or may not happen during the Klokla fight. Agreed?
I don't know, man.
Oh gosh.
GG to Eisen.
Yeah, no,
Well-
GG's Eisen. Redemption certainly earned. Very good 3-6 demonstration. Nicely done.
Solid movement right here. The lead situation is like 4 minutes. Pretty much.
거대한 자기장을 감지했어.
Oh,
만일 아르페지오가 이미
maybe 2 sound log. I don't even know what I would like to say about the gap at this point. Yeah. The harder thing for the Lumberjacks is just that Nudie is definitely not super rusty. Not long ago, in fact, he was running Sly 2 100% at a very high level. He did have a world record at one point in the category, so Nudie, and it's 90% obviously, but Nudie has a firm grasp on what he's doing. 2-8 is definitely going to be a good test, as is going to be the case right here with this cutscene skip,
Ooh, my
which he
God.
nails. Very nicely done. Speaking
That's
of
2 little skips.
speaking of redemption, funny enough, Nudie, when he played 2-8 in last year's Aces, he missed that trick. So pretty cool moment for Nudie there. The Sabres just putting it all out there and making up for past mistakes.
Yeah, one of the hardest jobs in the whole game. Probably.
전혀 움직이지 않는 것 같은데.
I think I could agree with that. Just because like it has 2 really difficult cutscene skips and it's got precise movement with the spinners once we get there.
제가 클락워커의 부품들을 고정시키고 있는 것 같아. 비행선 앞쪽에서 목소리를 감지했어. 아르페지오인가?
But the practice is fine. It's fine, sorry.
닐라도 여기 있어.
There are not many hard jobs in the whole game.
지금까지
Like,
네가 겪은 모든
Episode 4 and 8 are my favorites to say they are the hardest. Personally.
It's difficult. Again, I'm not the Sly 2 aficionado in the room, but I think I could definitely agree with like 2-8 and then 2-4 just because of some of the inconsistency with
Nice.
top level tricks. Yeah, got another cutscene skip as well. But yeah, Mappy, I remember you ran 2-4 the only time it was picked in last year's competition, and even then, some of the strats you demonstrated, like you went for a fake floor setup on, what is it called, Disguise Bridge? Yeah, Disguise
Oh,
Bridge. That was like
that's not-
very inconsistent.
That's like not hard. That's all the
Is it?
meaning.
It's not consistent though, right?
Nah. I went full balls
Yeah.
for it.
속도 조절 스테이션으로 가서 회전 유도체의 속도를
Ended up
wasn't
working out, but yeah, no. Yeah.
I did good on that match. Against the
That was,
유도체의 회전 속도가
against
느려졌으니까
Turk, I think. Yeah.
빨리 가서 강
I think it was
did not
Turk who was running
바꾸라고.
Yeah,
2-4. Yeah.
it was against the bombers. Now I'm the bomber.
Funny how the tables have turned.
I faced them twice. What can I say?
You did. Very familiar with them, but yeah, as we see here, Nudie taking it upon himself with the harder part of this job. These rotating platforms aren't ridiculously hard to land on. The harder part is just having really consistent movement to all of them because you can very easily slip off if they're at a bad angle. So good on him though to have pretty clean movement there. That was a very good Blimp HQ. Now what's interesting is we're going to
Good job.
see if the two runners on 2-8 are going to have different routes because I think we saw that in the last match as well when 2-8 was ran.
Yeah, I did when I do my route on 2-8 just for my strat, basically. Over 1 Bloom HQ ahead, that's like 4 minutes job. Once in the reset, that's like 4.5. You see, I'll be
GG's to
going
Gnist.
and GG to Nist. This is the last portion of the match. 2-8.
Sure. All right, so yeah, I'm just very interested to see here how Albie handles 2-8 because the episode is still very difficult. I'm not sure how much room Albie is going to be able to make up at this point, but would you say that just Blimp HQ alone is going to decide a lot based on what we were talking about?
Nah, nah. They won Bentley Murray, Ghost Hacks, Sly Bentley, Keyscapes. Anything will matter. Doing the HQ is big part, but there's more jobs other than that. Let's see Albie who he gets it? No, sadly.
Did not
was-
get it. Oh
no.
boy.
Yeah, she was playing Sly 4 in recent times. And since the Sabres
Yeah, that's
worst
why
game
I'm
or they banned that.
yeah, that's why I'm a little more surprised by the draft strategy from both teams because I figured at the very least, like maybe it wasn't hard required in their draft strategy that Albie was getting a Sly 4 episode, but if not for Albie, at the very least, like you want to get one because I totally agree with you. Sly 4 is an apparent weakness with the team. Like if you can ban some really early game Sly 4 episodes like 4-1 and 4-2, Albie was just running 4-3 a whole bunch, an episode that apart from RNG can go seriously wrong for people. And yeah, I mean I just think this match setup ended up working out much better for the Sabres than it did for the Lumberjacks, unfortunately, especially with the Sabres having all of those bans. I really think it was like as soon as they saw that they could blanket Sly 4, I don't think there was any doubt that they were doing that. And then clearly they had a lot of confidence in their team to pick some really good episodes that are amongst their strengths and go for it. And barring a miracle, it looks like it's going to work out.
I also gotta say the Lumberjacks chose 2-8, not 2-2, which is kinda shocker for me. Albie doesn't have a smoke bomb. Oh, sad.
That didn't work. Did that work? That didn't work, did it? Oh
Nah,
no.
she didn't have smoke bomb, sadly. So she got to do this again. And take the photos on our page on Ayla. I'll can do the last turn skip. Perfectly fine.
Yeah, he got ghosted hacks to work on all 3 hacks, so he's pretty good there. From what I've heard, I believe that trick is actually dependent on like what frame you leave the safe house at. Oh boy.
No, it's on the hack.
You see Albie here.
No.
Oh no, Albie.
Ricard, no. I don't want to say anything,
Yeah.
but I felt 2-8 pick was a wrong choice. Look have pick 2-2. Not 3-5, that's for sure.
Yeah, when we get to the post-game interview, whoever decides to join us for that, I'm going to be very interested to hear about what the draft strategy was for both teams, especially with the Sabres' reaction to 2-8 getting picked.
I mean, I think it helped for the Sabres. Maybe. I feel like overall, Albie misses again, sadly.
That's going to be a third one, yeah. Albie, at this point, I think I don't
mean,
know what you can do if you're
nothing to
Albie at this
lose.
point. You might just have to watch the cutscene.
No, there's nothing to lose. So,
Man.
but she's getting alert like right away. You should get Arpeggio, then alert, then Ila. Interesting choice. I would recommend that. It makes more consistent. That works only. I
Yeah,
think
that
works.
should hopefully work. Unless he held on by a thread. No, he got it. Good.
Humphrey. We got put now we're like 6-7 minutes ahead for the Sabres.
Yeah.
How can I say they had
Well,
they had good against not
I didn't
that
mean to be the
great.
bearer of bad news by saying that like Blimp HQ was going to be the deciding factor, but now it might have been the deciding factor in the worst way possible.
I mean, I'd say that it has sense that you missed that since you haven't played SLI2 that much at recent times.
Yeah, no, I mean, make no mistake, I'm not blaming Albie for anything again because the Sabres have played great, and there's just been like I feel like some really bad matchups for the Lumberjacks. Like they really got pinned on some episodes that they hadn't religiously practiced. So it's really tough to kind of pin anyone, and not like anybody would do that anyways. But yeah, just a unfortunate roundabout for the gang here that like if the Lumberjacks I feel were more up to speed on some of these episodes that got picked, then things could have been a lot different, but the practice just wasn't focused on the points that got picked today.
Is he currently going for the fourth alarm? Well,
But will
that
he
would
do
be
hula jump?
pathetic. If he doesn't hula jump, I'm gonna say that Lumberjacks won by default.
Not a fan of hula jump?
I'm a fan of hula jump, so if he doesn't do hula jump, then I will be a fan of Lumberjacks.
Oh, if he doesn't do it, okay, I'm sorry. And he's not doing it.
I can't believe this.
Alright, you heard it here first, folks. Forget the lead. The Lumberjacks have already won in the minds of Mappy.
Look at hula just. Let's get the Lumberjacks here already.
Yeah.
I don't know what we are
Somebody
watching.
want to tell Nudie that he just forfeited the match? SMH? Ugh. Sheesh. Imagine that'd be so messed up.
Mods. Who will be the interview? Lumberjacks, obviously, right?
Yeah. The interviews are going to work a little bit differently this year, so whoever is going to come in is going to come in. I would imagine we get a lot of people from both of these teams to come in, and I would like to because I've had great conversations with people from both of these teams. But yeah, we're not going to hold up the interview for the sake of getting the entire team in. So if they come, they do. If they don't, then they don't. So.
We're going to. I suppose since this is the upper bracket round one, we are going full winners, and if we are in the lower bracket, I guess two. I suppose since one is gone, one team.
And I'm now being informed by the mods in chat that we are only doing winners, in fact, so apologies for that.
Yeah, on ACES one, it was only winners until round 4, where some teams might be the end of the journey, while other teams it's on the quarter semis when it was only one match. The finals will be the finals was just like the first match. It was the winners only. The second, if the other team wins, the other team only, and the last one just both. I think that was the format.
That was for last year. Yes, that was in fact the format. As we see here,
Ooh.
real quick, like He's gonna get this right. Like,
Painting.
he did get all the keys though, so
Clean.
no worries there. That's all fine. I would imagine for finals though, we are still having both teams in the interviews. I don't know for sure, but I know that's how we had it last year.
Surely, right?
Yeah, I would imagine.
We see. Oh yeah, Albi did good. She got the skip. Doesn't she does the optimal strats? The
Oh,
juice is kind of problematic though. Nah, it's fine, sorry.
oh, just gotta get there. Yo, that's actually sick movement. I haven't seen that before with hover pack in this episode.
It's safe like 6 seconds probably, and it's very. It's corner.
You just gotta be careful here because
It's fine.
yeah, no,
She
she's
has
fine.
it on the back.
Yeah.
My goat.
I was worried there because you've got to have 3/4 of your health, otherwise you will just fall through the floor and die there, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it was alright.
Nudie not doing sugar bomb strats. Full consistency.
Yeah, I think consistency is the name of the game for the Sabres at this point. Like, you've seen what Albie just had happen on Blimp HQ, and you see the situation at this point. I don't think there's any reason to go all out. If you just take it slow and avoid making mistakes, then only so much can go wrong for you at this point. So I'm totally cool with him not using Trigger Bomb there.
Yeah. I mean, bro, definitely he is aware about the lead. Doesn't really matter at this point.
Yeah. So, as we see him finally close out that engine, and now we just have a couple more jobs to go before the Clockla fight.
Yeah, charge TNT run for the last job on day one. Sadly, is the boring most the of that jobs.
Okay, no, there he is. He's going for the fig floor. For a second, I thought he wasn't doing the cutscene skip.
I mean, it's if you don't do the cutscene skip, the cards are very weird and all. Not doing stealth like
Ooh,
square
okay.
boards. It's ooh. Yeah. It's
He should
fine.
have it.
Yeah, he has it on the bag.
Yeah. Nicely done. Yeah, so for anybody who may be newer in chat watching the match currently, fake floor is... How do you even describe fake floor? It's a very strange trick where basically you
Okay.
deload a lot
It's
of the
fake
collision.
floor.
Oh,
There's no floor. It's fake.
yeah, exactly. It's like the floor is lava,
No.
except the floor just isn't there and there at the
Yeah.
same time.
You deload an object to go to that object, and if you deload again, you put the floor fake. So that's called a fake floor. There's a floor. It's fake.
Right? What do you mean there's a floor?
Yeah.
This is a revelation to me.
Everything needs colors that we just assume it is colors. Okay, Ogi, but it's true. It's fake. Everything is our imagination.
Mappy believes we're already in Zuckerberg's metaverse. Nothing is real. It's all simulation.
Exactly. This is not floor. Nice. I could say I like the sounds of the TNT run where Sly walks.
Oh,
Like
yeah. Alvi was always the one to comment on this, but yeah, like best tiptoe sound in like any video game ever. It's a pretty iconic noise.
It's very sneaky.
great. Like I love it when games take care to like put in little details like that because it's something that you play the game a while later after having already played it for a while, and you kind of just
Oh, I'll
appreciate
be
little
my
things like
goat.
that. Oh,
I'll be
all right.
the
No,
number has one automatically. Get in here.
가득 장전시켰으니까 엔진을 폭파시킬 차례야.
Get in. What are you
Nunavut,
guys?
you have won in Hulla's heart no matter what. Ugh,
I'll
that's
be
awesome
doesn't
though.
win.
I'm happy.
The whole team.
That is cool though. I am happy to see Albie still kicking it. Like, you know, in spite of everything that's happened, I'm sure Albie can't be happy with the way that that Blimp HQ turned out, and I don't know how much can really happen at this point to help the Jacks out, but not going away. So I will give her credit for that, and hopefully a decent end to the run here for Albie's own sake.
We finally see the Sabres Canute finishing day 1. And we go to make a jump job, not an episode 8 job difficulty. You have a
Quite
custom
sick with
script
that
that no
jump.
one does. About only 3 people does the custom script on Mega Jump job.
I didn't even know there was a cutscene skip on Mega Jump. What?
Yeah, there's like fake floor. You put the cars this, and you go to trigger with combat touch, and you go to the void, and you die.
That's why nobody knows about it. Freaking combat dodge. What other job is there in obscure combat dodge CSS? Is it
Having crimes and
like
charge TNT run.
cabin crimes? Yeah, that's it.
And charge TNT run. It has a custom script with combat dodge, as crazy as it sounds.
I believe it. Very underrated power, just like, you know, not immediately useful for a lot of speedrun utility in the same way that like smoke bomb and whatnot is, but no, it's still cool to see people just take gadgets like that and use them in a whole bunch of cool ways. I feel like not a lot of people are fully aware of that. So we see Albie
Probably
here
that
attempting key skip
she gets it, like
and
an
getting
idiot.
all 5 keys, thankfully. All right.
Yeah.
Something. Right.
You could also do a feral flying punch. I don't know the name, which it's really fast, and you fly.
I think pretty sure Bacon was doing that a lot in this episode when he ran it in last year's competition, where you have feral pounce and you just like go nuts and fly across the map.
I did that at least on the finals.
A few people have done it. I just feel like it's not something super common that you see, but when you do see it, it looks absolutely sick.
It saved like 30 seconds. Ish.
Yeah, no, I mean, it definitely looks like it's still worth it. Just a shame that, like, in normal, it's a shame in normal 90% we don't get feral pounce earlier. It's like we couldn't apply that somewhere.
Get in on the gadgets, and even if you lose time, it's cool. I'll be doing the
All right.
bomb strats. Yep.
Yeah, that's how precise. Oh wait, what am I talking about? No, because the trigger bomb. What happens there is the trigger bomb gets blown up as soon as it hits the electric floor, right?
Yeah. Not the floor,
okay.
but only the floor, not the ceiling. I mean.
The ceiling and the floor are the same thing. What? We're telling people so many lies about the floor this entire stream.
I don't know English. 4-finger English.
Oh, you're all good. You're all good. English is a strange language. Anyways, on the left here, I'm gonna get my sides right this time.
Okay.
Nudie
Can we
is
get the
performing the
crash?
Clockle fight.
Can I jinx it?
Come
on.
Alright. No, Mappy, we didn't do anything. Look, he's just fighting a giant metal bird. He's shooting it.
Please.
Absolutely nothing is gonna happen. The fight is gonna go perfectly. Nothing is going to happen.
I'm stirring this so hard. Please. It would be very funny. Come on.
I love how we're just like actively rooting for one of our runners to have like one of the rarest things ever happen. That's not happening at this rate. There you go.
Can't believe it.
See, guys,
Surely,
it's not our fault.
surely.
We're not
Okay,
the problem.
okay. There's still chances.
We're saved.
We can get sound lock and then the crash. Hold on.
Okay, that would honestly be even funnier. Is like now that you've said that, if this happens, again, it's fine, guys.
My luck works. Yeah, it's fine.
I don't want to actively
It's
root for
okay.
Nudi's downfall because
It's Humphrey. It's Humphrey.
okay, he's fine.
I mean, at this place and time, the Sabres has in the bag. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, because like, what did you say there was another crash that could happen here, or like something weird, or is that just the clock of fire?
just a sound lock. You could die and then get a sound lock.
Yeah, which.
Like, nah.
Yeah. How rare is that? Like, you get a sound lock immediately after you die.
I mean, I got 2 sound locks back to back once.
Oh.
As crazy as it
Well-
sounds, I'm hating on Sabres because no hula jump.
No, yeah, I should reiterate for the sake of the stream,
Okay.
like, make no mistake, we're not hating on anybody on Gungathal's team. It's just like, for the sake of the match, I had kind of hoped that something would make it closer, but yeah. But it's all right, you know. Like all we did hula jump. Listen, we got our content. It was all right. All we did hula jump. Everything is all right with the world. Yeah, no, it looks like nothing else is really going to stand in Nudi's way from bringing this on home. Just really got to hit Clockla a few times and then pull out that chip, and we will have our first victors of the ACES tournament.
We have the honors to meet them. You gotta say,
The new iteration of the Sabres.
he got the one cycle penalty.
Why am I saying Niodi?
You said nudie. Like nuke.
Yeah,
E.
what have I been saying?
I mean, you say like nudie.
I've-
Not nudie.
I've heard a lot of Kanuti as the proper pronunciation, but like is it
Nuti,
bad?
I mean, probably doesn't care.
Nudi, if you're watching this in post comms and you want to like, I don't know, like delete all my times from speedrun.com because I've been mispronouncing your name for years, I'm terribly sorry. I'm just like, that's the way I've always said it. Like I feel bad. I've kind of done that with a few Finnish names, like Kelluke is probably how you pronounce it, but I've just always said like Kaluk. I did that during the Optimal Loot tournament, and I feel like, I don't know, weird for doing it. But yeah, Konoti is perhaps what I will go with going forward. Thank you for the insight to the lovely members in chat.
Bomb.
Having a little trouble with the bombs there, though.
It's fine. It's the end of the match.
Yeah.
And it's about to end right now. GG's.
GG's.
Congratulations to the Gungathal Sabres on the first win on the whole ACES competition and going to upper bracket round 2. 42nd PV, my goat.
GG's, Nudie. GG's to all of the runners playing here today.
Oh.
All right. That is a...
Good victory layout. GG's and congrats. That's one.
Yeah.
Two.
There we go.
Hello, GG's everyone.
Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you.
GG's.
GG.
Yeah. All right. So, gentlemen, congratulations on advancing in the winners bracket of the ACES tournament to start. And good performances all around, like one or two things here or there, but what do I know? Who am I to judge? I think you guys did a really good job, got the win, had a really good strategy, and just pulled it out. So, yeah. I guess the first thing we really wanted to ask about was, what was the draft strategy going in, and how did you guys feel after the 2-8 pick?
I think I can answer to this. Like our draft strategy was based a lot of the assumption that the Lumberjacks will try to get Yamada something comfortable to play with. So we were quite sure that they would use their first pick to get something from Slide 2 or maybe some early Slide 3 episodes. So we just at the beginning just wanted to get one episode from Slide 2 and one from Slide 3, and then I would take whatever was left basically. And to be honest, 2-8 was the only Slide 2 episode I have been practicing. So leaving that for them to pick was quite optimal for us. And like altogether, I think we did pretty good in the drafting phase.
It seems so.
Yeah, no, I think for the sake of the match, you guys did a really good job of kind of scattering the Lumberjacks as far as what their strengths were. I think you having a lot of Slide 2 experience was great. Ison with, like, okay, I guess let's start there. Ison, first ever Aces match, 3-6, barely played it, casual gauntlet, forgets push attack. Look how far you've come, man. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, no, it's definitely an improvement. If I recall, my run from the first Aces match was a 43, and this was a 34-30.
Look at
So
that.
like 8.5-minute improvement. But yeah,
Yeah.
run went really well. Little bit of hiccups in Deadly Bite and Gauntlet, but like I can't complain. That was a banger run.
Yeah, no, I certainly wouldn't. I mean, it's definitely easy to have a few things go wrong in an Aces match. You kind of got to swallow the fact that nothing is really going to go as well as you would like it to, which I guess that brings me over to ATP, what a lot of people would consider to be the new kid on the block for 2-3. I know there was the one death on Waterbug run, but besides that, how'd you feel about your run?
Honestly, about as good as I could have. Coming into this, I definitely felt a little nervous because most of the time I kind of just lurk in the community. I've never really participated in a Sly Gold's event before. So, like, this being my first run and all, I was a little nervous. So I said, I kind of want to just go first, get through it, see how it goes. And yeah, like you were saying, I mean, aside from Waterbug run, pretty smooth overall. You know, things can happen. I admittedly was struggling a little bit with the leading Rajan CSS coming into this, so I was just hoping I could nail that, and I felt that if I could do that, I'd be pretty fine. Went well there, and, you know, everything else kind of went how I wanted it to. So can't complain too much for my first run on Sly Golds.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't complain either. I think you did a great showing for the team. I think you really helped out with just maintaining that early lead, and leading Rajan, of course, was a big moment there. So yeah, in retrospect, welcome to the community. Happy to see you here, and hopefully we'll see you in more matches going forward. Good job today, y'all. It was a great time watching you.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. But yeah, I suppose with that, the bracket is going to be updated. We're going to have some more information to talk about with the outro, but otherwise, GG's to everybody involved. The Lumberjacks are not yet done. We will see them one way or the other in the losers bracket. Who they will be playing then is yet to be determined, but the Sabres you will be able to find in the next round, where their opponent will be decided in the days to come. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the first match of the new ACES season, and we're hoping to see you soon. In the meantime, though, if we look at the current updated bracket, the Sabres have advanced and the Lumberjacks will fall to the losers bracket. The loser of match 4 between the Bombers and the Knights will go on to play the Lumberjacks, where that will be the first win or go home match. Meanwhile, the Sabres will play the winner of that match, and then the upper brackets will be decided in the days to come. So look out for the bracket results there. The Sabres are going to be getting their opponent. I believe, actually, Bombers and Knights is one of the later matches. I don't think that is getting played until, it's not getting the 6th of June. So they're going to have to wait for quite some time to see who they're going to be playing. But they're going to be sitting comfortably for now. They're going to have some more time to iron out their kinks, so to speak, and work on their practice until they figure out who they're going to be playing in the future.
So true.
But yeah, and then what's next then? In the upcoming days, we have the Jackalopes and the Samurai, I believe, in 2 days.
I think it's the Jackalopes and Samurais next match on 2 days. That's true.
Yes, that is it.
And we have the Peacocks and Buccaneers on the 4th of June. Like around this time, we're like 3 hours before this one started. The hour.
We'll figure it out. I mean, well, not figure it out. The exact timestamps are at the beginning of the video. If you look at this on the Sly Gold's YouTube page, you can see those once again. But yeah, on the coming days, the Jackalopes and Edo Samurai will be earlier, 11 p.m. Eastern Time on the 27th. Then, about a week after that, we will have the Paris Peacocks and the Bloodbath Bay Buccaneers, followed 2 days after that at noon by the Prague Bombers and the England Knights. But yeah, that is pretty much all there is to have for the bracket. And yeah, so with that being said, hopefully we see all of you again for the future ACES match. Thank you all again for tuning in. I've been Shadows. This has been my wonderful partner in comms, Matt Biotho. And until next time, stay sneaky, y'all. Take care.
Going Sly Goals. Bye bye.